This is Bible Words in Hebrew. My name is Elske Vaal. I'm Dutch, so my English is not fluent. Please be patient with me. And please let me know if I misuse a word or anything. I would love to know. This is a Hebrew Bible study. We will study one word in every study, and the word of this study is Sáphar. I found it in Psalm 26, verse 7, and I will also read verse 6 with it. I will wash mine hands in innocency, so I will compass thine altar, O Lord, that I may publish with the voice of thanksgiving, and tell of all thy wondrous works. The word we found here is tell. Tell is a translation of the Hebrew word Sáphar. And for those of you who know a little bit of Hebrew, in the left corner I put a little bit of grammar for those who like it. Sáphar is a verb, and when we go to the dictionary we see that to tell is not the first meaning of this word Sáphar. Hebrew knows different forms of a word, and Sáphar appears in 4 different forms. The first is kal or pa'al. It's the normal form of a verb, and it means to write. So the first meaning of the word Sáphar is to write. In the nifal, it's kind of a passive form. It means to be numbered. In the PL is an intensified form of a Hebrew verb. It means to count, to tell, to celebrate, or to make known. And the pual, it's intensified and passive, means to be told or to be recounted. So we can see that we have in our verse the PL form. Tell of all thy wondrous works. I found a few word connections, and I need to tell you a little bit about Hebrew. In Hebrew, there are only the characters are only the consonants. Only the consonants have a meaning, and the characters have their own meaning. They almost have their own personalities. Hebrew characters are very special. I'll come to talk about that later. But the characters have their own meaning. Vowels, there's a kind of a dot system to put the vowels with the characters. I did not do that. But Hebrew words with similar vowels, with similar characters, they also have a connection in meaning. They are connected, and it's quite different from the languages that you and I know. In English, hill and heel are not connected, but in Hebrew that's different, and it's very beautiful to see those word connections. First word connection I found is Sáphar, and Sáphar is a writer or a scribe or a secretary. You can see how this has to do with writing. Sáphar is a writing or letter or a document, and Sifra means book or enumeration. The characters of the word. The first character of this word is Samech, and Samech has a numerical value of 60. Samech means snake or serpent, opponent, sustenance and support. Well, you see that the first meanings are quite negative. Snake, serpent, opponent, but the other 2 are quite positive. We're talking about telling, about speaking, Sáphar, and the words we say can be poisonous, can be can take away our energy, can be poisonous, or the words we say to ourselves or to others can be for the good, can support us, when we keep telling about the wonders that God did for us, when we keep praising Him, that's like an antidote. Second letter is the P. P has a numerical value of 80, and P means mouth or to speak, and P is also the letter for the prophet. For example, Moses. Moses was called by God to go to Pharaoh when he was 80 years old, and then he spoke God's words to Pharaoh and to his people later. So P is the mouth. Now we can see the connection that P has with the meaning of the word Sáphar. The last character is Resh. Resh has a numerical value of 200, and Resh means head or predecessor or principle. Our head is the place where we talk to ourselves, where our thoughts are. We can choose our thoughts, and we are very influenced by our thoughts, by what we say to ourselves. And maybe this is a good time to think about what you are thinking about. What are you allowing in your head, and what are you pondering on? I did not tell you why I was looking at the characters. I think this is an important part of Bible word study, because Hebrew characters all have their own meaning, and the meaning of the characters can also help us understand a word better, or can add value to a Bible word study in Hebrew. The first mention of the verb Sáphar is Genesis 15 verse 5. It says, "And he brought him forth abroad." First he is the Lord God, and the second him is Abraham. "And he brought him forth abroad, and said, Look now toward heaven, and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be." We see that our verb is mentioned twice in this verse. First it is translated with tell, and then with number. It has the meaning to count the stars. Abraham has to look up. He can't look at his circumstances at this time. He has to look up toward heaven and believe the promises of God. And of course, to number is an action. Imagine if you had to number the stars, it would take you a while. And so Abraham has to keep pondering over this promise. He cannot let it go. No other thoughts, no doubt can enter his mind, because he's so busy numbering the stars and pondering over this promise. The word Sáphar occurs many times in the Hebrew Bible. Of course, I won't tell of all the places, but this is the first mention in the Psalms. Psalm 2 verse 7. "I will declare the decree, the Lord hath said unto me, Thou art my son, this day I have begotten thee." It's not a very easy Bible verse, I think. For example, who is the I? Who is the I who said, "I will declare the decree, the Lord said unto me"? The I and the me, this son, who are they? Well, first we can think of David. David is the one, the poet who composed this psalm, and he's talking about himself. And very, very nice to read with this is 1 Samuel 16. The Lord is the one who chose David. People did not choose him. The prophet Samuel did not choose him. His father did not choose him. All the sons were led before Samuel, and David was not even around at that time when Samuel would come to announce who would be the new king of Israel. The Lord wanted David to be king and not men. Also in 1 Samuel 16 we find a verse, I think 1 Samuel 16 verse 7, man looketh on outward appearance, but the Lord sees the heart, or something like that. I don't think I'm saying it right, but you know the verse, 1 Samuel 16 verse 7. Also, of course, this is speaking about a Messianic king, a king who is especially called by God. And of course David was a Messianic king, but there's also waiting for Messiah, and the psalm is also a prophecy about this Messianic king. To Christians, this is Jesus Christ. And if you like, I put a few Bible verses of the New Testament here for you to look at if you would like to explore the New Testament on this Messianic king. Of course, David, I just told you about that. Then, the first mention of the verb Sáphar was Genesis 15. The word Sáphar, that is very connected, of course, with the word Sáphar, is first mentioned in Genesis 5, verse 1. And I would like to share this verse. Sáphar means writing or letter or document. And this is the verse. This is the book of the generations of Adam. In the day that God created man, in the likeness of God, he made him. When God speaks, it is. When God said, "Let there be light," there was light. But also our speech has the power to create. When we speak good, for example, to our children, when we say good things about them that can create in them to do good and to be good. On the other hand, when we keep telling our children that they annoy us or that they irritate us or, well, whatever, that will create something too. That will, I believe, create more irritation, and bad words cannot create good things. So we are partners with God in this. Of course, we do not create by saying as God does, but we were created in His image. So we can also call things to life by saying, by calling. In the next study, we will be exploring this word, likeness of God. But that's for the next time. For now, if you would like to know more about me or more about the Aleph course, the Aleph course is the course where I made my first acquaintance with Hebrew, or if you want to know more about Hebrew Bible study, please visit my website www.elskevaal.org. You can subscribe to my email list, it says every week. I will try to post a new video in English every week. I cannot promise you that I will, but I will try to make one every week. And of course, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like. Put your thumbs up if you like this video. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what you think about this video. For now, have a great weekend. If you celebrate Rosh Hashanah, I wish you a very joyful and meaningful celebration, and Shana Tova. A peaceful Shabbat, and a very good Sunday. Lietraut.